This week on the Moment with Louie, we got Leyran, so make sure you tap in and stay tuned. So, did I pronounce your name right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's Leyran. Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I be seeing it, I'm like, dang, I don't know if it's Leyran or Leyran, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, no, I heard it all. Leyran, all that shit. Like, bro, yeah.
It's Leyran when you tap in and see him around, you dig? Do you have any artists that influence your sound?
So, like it's like more like old school, because you know that's what we like, you know, grew up with type shit. So like for rapping, like, you know, like who I'm like not trying to be like, but influenced me the most is more like Tupac and Mac Dre. You know,
I see the Mac Dre.
Yeah, you know, like I got them tatted, so you know it's like something, like, you know what I mean, like got the rose that grew from concrete, and then you know the this face from Mac Dre. So, you know, yeah, those are my like, you know, like who I'm trying to sound like. But you know, there's rappers like, you know, I listen to new rap too, like, you know what I mean. So like you know, the rappers that are coming out now, like, you know, I'm always in tune with like all the new rappers and shit. So
dope.
Yeah.
It's deeper than rap if you got it tatted, you did.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite artists that are right now?
So probably MB Nail. Okay. Just cause like he's like,
shout out to dude.
Oh yeah, shout out MB Nail. I had first listened to him when I think maybe like 2 years ago. Like I seen like his, like it was the first song that he like popped out from, and I fucked with him heavy because he's like with all the Asian rappers and shit. And then, you know, I'm Asian, so you know, like I seen it, like he don't sound like every other Asian rapper, like, you know what I mean. He's like, you know, he's putting on for his city, and he's just, you know, rapping just to rap, not trying to sound like nobody else, and he's just, you know, doing his own thing. I fuck with Benny heavy, and he's also like, you know, on like, you know, like I was telling you way before we did this video that he was he's on the tape, so I'm like, yeah, I fuck, like, you know, I fuck with Benny, you know. So I fuck with Benny, I fuck with all the Shooter Gang, they all tough, like, you know, I fuck, shout out Shooter Gang, all of them. Like, you know what I mean. And then NBA Youngboy for sure. Oh yeah, like, Youngboy be slapping. You know, his shit slaps. So, you know, and then of course all the West Coast shit like YG and all them. Like I still listen to Dom K. Like, you know, Larry June, all
religiously.
So I fuck with all of them and shit. So those are all the ones I can think of off the top of my head that like I'm fucking with like right now. So.
Larry June and Dom Candy be here all the time too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I had pulled up to the game.
Oh, you went to that?
Yeah, I went to it. Yeah, just for a little bit though. Like I just pulled up for a few minutes and then dipped out after that. But yeah, I seen him over there.
For people who don't know, the game he's talking about is a baseball game that comes down. They come down from LA and they play Dago. It's like 2 sets. They play each other and they have a great time. You know what I mean? Both from gang-banging neighborhoods, and they come down, they have a civilized, fun game, you know what I mean? And everybody walks away with a good time and a smile. And so, why do you think, speaking of LA rappers, why do you think LA rappers bubble quicker or easier than San Diego rappers?
Well, to be honest, it's more like, you know, they just trying to fuck with each other because, you know, they trying to blow up. But it's also a money thing, too. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I think is the fat difference between, like, Dago rappers and LA rappers, that, like, you know, like, they don't see, like, it's the money, like, you know, like, it's all about the money, like, you know what I mean? Like, YG and Nip, I remember back then when they first blew up, YG and Nip, like, it was like, oh, he a blood, he a Crip, da-da-da, and it's like, it don't even matter, they just about the money, like, you know what I mean? And then now, like, you know, like, R.I.P. Nip, you know, YG misses Nip, because, you know, that's his, like, dog, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, they from 2 different colors, like, you know what I mean? And like,
rival gangs and all that.
Yeah, so, you know, it's all about like who you fuck with, about the money. Like, just think about the money, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm all about the money too, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, fuck it, like, you know, if it's about money, I'm about that shit. Depends what it is though, because there's some shit niggas do that I'm not about that, like, you know what I mean? So
I ain't gonna do nothing strange for change. Just so don't even try. You did
real shit.
Period. So speaking of that, so you think there's too many politics going on in the city?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of hood politics, you know, gang politics, all that shit. Cause you know, like I always hear like, oh yeah, I seen this tweet like a long time ago. Oh, they gonna need to do this, and it was like all the upcoming LA rappers coming up and shit like that. And I was like, yeah, they need to do this, and then everybody like, you know, replying on it, talking about, oh yeah, we can't do that because, you know, somebody about to get shot up, somebody about to get beat up or some shit. And I understand that, don't get me wrong, but if it's about the money, why don't you just, you know, just do it for the money, like, you know what I mean? And then you could, and then if that video becomes like, you know, the first ever, like, you know, Dago, like all the Dago rappers that were on at the time, like, you know, blowing up, using the video, like, you know what I mean? Be like, yo, I was there, like, you know what I mean? Because I'd like to be a part of that shit, you know what I mean? So
somebody got to be the first.
Yeah, real shit.
Period. How do you think we could help each other in this industry?
To be honest, like, with all the hood politics coming on, like, you talking about with, like, Dago rappers.
Yeah, like, so how could Dago as a whole help increase them or help each other in the music scene?
I think it's more like Dago rappers, like, they should just like think about the money.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And then if it's just all about the money, that them hood politics, they don't mean shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, you're only gonna get so much money. Like, if you rap into, you're probably only gonna get so much money from one or the other. So why don't you just commit to one or the other?
Fair.
And then, you know, that's how it's gonna go down. Like, just, you know, y'all gonna blow up through the music and shit. So, you know, and that's what I'm trying to do. You know, like, just blow up through other people. I don't care if like the homie don't fuck with blah blah and stuff like that. But I'm like, yo, if it's about the money, I'm just about the money. Like, you know what I mean? So.
At the end of the day, this is a career. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people see this as like a hobby or things like that, but you could kind of distinguish who takes it as like a hobby and who keeps like gang banging as a priority. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like vice versa, you could tell like where people's priority at, kind of by like who they mess with, kind of like who they be rapping with. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell a lot just by the behind the scenes and on the song.
Yeah.
But take me through your writing process, because before we even did this interview, you showed me the whole track list. You know what I mean? Take me through that writing process, because it must have been a doozy. You feel me?
So like with this like tape album, I call it an album because like, you know, I'm like, yo, it's not like I'm using like you know, mixtapes to me is like no ceilings type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's like more. So I call it a tape, but to me it's really an album because it's like, you know, it's all original and shit like that. So like with my writing process, it's more like I'll be like, I like the beat or whatever, like, you know, like I won't really have like I write it down like everywhere I go. Like, I'll be driving, I'll be like, oh shit, like, you know, take my phone off the little holder, like, you know, like, oh shit, I gotta think of some shit. And then like, you know, I keep that idea, and then when I hear like a song, I'm like, man, I really like it. If I can't think of nothing off the top, I like, you know, like I look through the ideas and shit. I'm like, oh, this is something like, you know, I could like talk about or something. And some things it takes like, you know, 2 seconds to write. Like, it takes like, they're like, you know, like I'm just like writing bar after bar after bar, and then I'm like, oh, that's hard. Sometimes it takes like a long time. Like I won't get, like, if somebody's asking me for a feature or something, I won't get back to them for like a week or two. Like, you know, it's just, you know, it's a writer's block. Or I just have to throw the whole beat away. I'm like, it's just not, I just can't get on it. Like, maybe not right now or whatever, but I'm not going to, like, you know, if a producer sends it to me, I'm like, yo, you could give it to somebody else if you want. But if you want to keep it to me, just let me know, because I, like, you know, I could keep it, but I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to hop on that shit. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, it's either like I'm all for it, or it takes a while, or I'm just not going to be on that shit. You know what I mean? So it's all either of those. So yeah.
I feel it. A lot of times, do you find yourself like writing a verse and you're like, dang, I got a specific beat in my head, or like?
Yeah. So like, usually it's like whatever I'm slapping at the time. I'm like, you know, like we all do it. Like, I listen to music until like I can't until I could like rap everything, the ad libs and everything, and I'm like, man, I want to make a song like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's more like, you know, I listen to a song and I'm like, that's the song that, you know, I want to make. And then like sometimes it don't work out. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could tell, like, you know, and all the music's alright. Like, bro, I'm not doing no Eminem shit. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not doing like, you know, that type of shit. So, you know, it just depends on like what I'm listening to at the time. And a lot of times it's like a lot of my songs are influenced to what I'm listening to at the time. Like, you know, so it's like I'm just like, I'll listen to like, you know, SOB, and I'm like, yo, that shit was smooth, so I'm trying to do some wavy shit like them. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes like I'll listen to some song and it's just straight up like tough, like, you know, talking about gangster shit. I'm like, man, I'm finna talk about this gangster shit, bro. Like, you know,
so be having pumped up.
Yeah, you know, like,
man,
I'll be over here, like, bro, I'll be like, sometimes I slap it in the studio and I just be like walking around and I'll be like, yo, I got gun on my waist, like, you know what I mean? And just be like aiming that shit, like, you know, I don't even have a gun in my hand. I just be like, you know, like
the start of that song, I'm finna air this bitch out.
Yeah, like, you know, like, and that, like, that was I was listening to NBA YoungBoy. I was just like, yo, that's like some tough shit. Like, you know,
God.
So that's how I got that.
So. Oh man. So the album's called Dreams for Real, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Dreams Are For Real.
Dreams Are For Real.
Yeah.
So why did you name it that?
So I came off of Dreams Are For Real because like I was just trying to look up, like, you know, like, cause I, like, you know, it's California, so I love like California shit, like, you know what I mean, like don't get me wrong, I respect everybody else. It's just I'm from Cali. I meet people from out of state and they're like, damn, you really from Cali, like, you know what I mean? They hear the way I talk, they look at the way I dress or something, and I was like, damn, that's like, you know, who I am. So I'm like, you know, I was looking at shit like, you know, online, like I was just like, damn, I can't think of nothing. I was looking up slang and shit like that. There was a lot of shit I didn't even know came from Cali, or like people argues from Cali or whatever. And then I was like, I just looked up like, you know, Pac, my favorite rapper, so I was looking up like all these Tupac quotes and stuff like that. And I don't know if he said this for sure, but he said something like along the lines of, I'm not completely sure if he said this like word for word, but he said, a reality is fake, dreams are for real. And then I was like, yo, that's like some real shit. And like, you know, I was looking online, I couldn't find out where he said it, but like apparently a lot of people said that he said it. So I was like, damn, I like that. Like, dreams are for real. So the way that I had wrote it out, like, dreams with a Z and then R and then for real is for Pac. Because, you know, like, and all, like, in the songs, like, he put, like, can't see me, like, you know what I mean? So I, like, it's like a tribute to Pac. Like, I had, like, I wrote a song called Straight Rider, like, you know, that was based off of, like, you know, like, you know, like, off of Pac. So, you know, like, I was like, damn, dreams are for real. And I was like, damn, like, you know, and that's a tribute to Pac, like, you know what I mean? Because, like, my favorite rapper and all that shit, like, you know, so... Yeah, that's how I came about the name. Oh,
that's dope. To be like, how's it feel now that you're on the level to be like, okay, I'm gonna start making songs of my favorite artists have made, that people I grew up have made. Like, could we see like a remix of like Go Stupid or something?
Yeah, so like I like, you know, like I'm pretty sure every rapper, like, well, rapper that's trying to be a rapper has done this. Like, I freestyle, like, you know, like, and I try to freestyle like other rappers, like, you know what I mean? So like, you know, like, I always do like some Mac Dre shit. Like, I'd be like, oh, and then like I'll, like, you know, I'll even like, you know, start like listening and shit, like, you know what I mean? So like, you know, like I do it all the time. But the thing is though, is like remixes aren't always like where the money's at, like, you know what I mean? Because like I can't post that on Spotify, and I respect the music, like, you know what I mean? Because like I don't want somebody to hop on my shit and they didn't even, you know, they don't even know me and they made money off of me. So like I like, you know, freestyle all the time. You might, if you ever kicked it with me, you might even hear me like just freestyling or saying some funny shit, like, you know, like trying to rap like them. But like I'm most likely not gonna make like a remix, but I'll always do tributes, and I'll always like let people know like I'm not trying to buy nobody's style, like that's just, you know, what I like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, I'm from San Diego, but, like, you know, I always say, like, yeah, but, like, the Bay is, like, where, like, you know, like, I feel like, you know, like, my sound was, like, oh, yeah, this is what I'm trying to sound like, you know, I want people to, like, be like, oh, shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, bopping their heads to, like, Bay Area type shit. So, it just depends on what, you know, like, how the money go. Like, if it means I'm gonna make money, then I'm gonna try to do it. But if it doesn't, it's just for fun. You know what I mean?
So, can we see more of a West Coast vibe on this project?
So, on this tape, like, I had shown y'all, when I drop it, that's what I was going for, is like West Coast. But like there's some West Coast songs that are West Coast, but they weren't like, you know, like how my tape's trying to sound. Like, it's like I was going for like the groovy, like the wavy type shit, like almost like G-Funk, but like still keep it like hard, like, you know what I mean? So like when I had made this tape, I made it more like I'm trying to make it like smooth, because like those were the songs that like I always had on repeat, like, you know what I mean? Like all the songs with like, you know, some crazy, like, you know, like groovy shit that has me like, ooh, like that's tough, like, you know what I mean? Like that's the type of, you know, music that I was trying to make for this tape, because that's what I have on repeat all the time. Like and like I ain't dropped this tape yet, but bro, I promise you, in my car I've been playing that shit like, like, you know, like over and over. I'm like, because this is the type of music I listen to now, like, you know what I mean? So, you know,
it feels like kind of like a mix of G-Funk and Schoolboy Q type vibe.
Yeah.
Like, definitely, I felt like I could feel that kind of like feeling like the groovy type vibe, you know what I mean, but still like a little bit funky, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like that's what like I went for, is just like, you know, groovy and like wavy and stuff like that. But I also like, you know, like I gotta showcase that I'm a rapper, because that's like, you know, that's what my mind is at, like, you know what I mean? Like every day, like, you know, when I'm walking around, I just be thinking like, oh, that'd be a dope ass line, like, you know what I mean? And then like write it down, and then like, you know, I try to showcase myself, but also like give the sound of, you know, like, oh, it's like wavy, groovy, like it's like just like G-Funk. So you know, that's what I go for.
That G-Funk, if you don't know about it, we might have fun. Hey, that's a classic though right there. That G-Funk, that's, I swear, I probably wouldn't even be listening and like doing all this music stuff if I probably wasn't listening to G-Funk. You know what I mean? Oh God. But so let's run through a few tracks. We ran through the whole tape that you have completed so far, like beforehand. We're gonna run through a few tracks. By run through, I mean we'll talk about it. So you got a song called "Make You Proud," and who did you make that song for?
So originally, like, you'll hear it in the hook, like, you know, I was like, you know, I was talking about my mom and shit like that. So it was supposed to be about my mom only, but like, you know, like, I don't want to give the wrong idea. Like, I love my mama and everything, but it's like me and my mom, like, you know, we've had like ups and downs where it's just like, I love my mama, it's just like we have too many downs for the up, like, you know what I mean? So like I was like, it's hard to, like, you know, I was being fake with it, like, you know what I mean? Like I was like doing all this for my mom, and I'm like, but I'm just trying to do, like, you know, what a bare minimum son should do for the moms, like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I talked about that, but like I was taught, like, you know, I was like, make you proud. I'm not taught, like, it's not make my mama proud, it's make you proud. So like, you know, I'm like talking about like the homies, like, you know, the ones that, you know, got smoked, or like the homies that ain't around no more, like, you know, because they locked up or something, or like they moved out of state, because like, you know, like shit happens, like, you know what I mean? So like I'm doing this to make them proud, like, you know what I mean? And so that's what I base the song more of. And then like I also talk about Pac and Mac Dre, actually. So I'm like, you know, like, because I, like, you know, I wasn't around when Pac was around, like, you know what I mean? So, and then like Mac Dre, like, you know, he didn't even know who I was when I was born. So like, you know, I was like, I hope, like, you know, they looking down at me and they're like, you know, oh, he like, you know, holding like, you know, for this rap shit, like, you know, like he's still keeping that sound, because, you know, everybody talking about, oh, mumble rap this, mumble rap that, but I'm still trying to like, you know, make sure that this music shit's still like, you know, alive, like, you know, their sound is still alive, because they pioneered that shit, so you know what I mean. So that's what I'm talking about for Make You Proud.
Facts. That's only right. So you got 3 features so far: Benny, Johnny from the Block, and RG. Which one would you say is was the hardest verse to get?
It's actually 4 features. 4 Heartbreak, because but he's on the same track with Johnny, so yeah. Oh wait, what was the question again? My bad.
Which feature was the hardest one to get?
I think it was Benny.
Okay.
Was probably the hardest, but like also too, like I have like, you know, like Benny was that artist that I was like, you know, I was listening to, like, you know, when he was first blown up, and now I'm doing a track with him, so I was like, oh, like, you know, I need the track, so I was like hitting him up like, hey bro, like, oh, what's up with the feature, like, you know, I was like bugging him about, like, but like I also wanted to, like, you know, like when I make music with people, I also want to be like cool with them, like, you know what I mean. I want to, like, you know, if I ever seen them like at a show or something, I'd be like, hey yo, like, what's up bro, and just dap them up or something, like, you know what I mean, like, just
like we made a song together,
like, you know what I mean, like, just show love and shit. So like the hardest one for me was like Benny, just because I was like, man, I hope like Benny don't murder me on this shit either, because, you know, Benny's like, you know, like, you know, at the top for me, like, you know, because I'm like, dude, I was like listening to him, like, you know, he was like, he was that rapper that, you know, I just actually listened to him. Now I got a song with him, so like I was like, I hope he don't murder me. I hope he don't think this song is trash, because, you know, he says it's trash out, like, you know, like just because, you know, he's like, you know, at a way higher level than I put myself. I'm like, yeah, like I hope he don't say it's trash, because then I'm gonna be like, damn, my music's trash, he don't even like my shit, like, you know. But like I got love for Benny, like now he's like cool, he's the homie now, like, you know what I mean. So have y'all got a chance to link up and like hang out and shit? I ain't link up with him, but before he even knew who I was, I had seen him in concert, like, you know, at Rolling Loud. So like I felt like, you know, like he knew that, like, you know, who fucked with him and who didn't. Like I knew like every song that he played, and then there's some people that, you know, like there's some people that only know like the hit songs, like, you know, but I know like, you know, like all his shit, because, you know, I've always fucked with him, so I was like, yeah, I know, like, you know, every song that he played, I was like, you know, like listening to that shit. Same thing with RG, like, you know, like like the first song I ever heard from him was about like, I think it was like 2-3 years ago, and it's called Dago, and he's like, nigga, I'm from Dago, and then I was like, oh, that's my shit. So when I got RG on that too, I was like, damn, I was really slapping him, and now he's like, you know, he's on my album now, so I'm like, damn, that's pretty dope, like, you know. So but Benny's the one that where I was like, you know, like, because especially since it was a verse, you know, like I just didn't want him to
it's like, damn, this hit different, like,
yeah, like, you know what I mean. And then like now I'm like, yo, he really gassed on my shit, like, you know what I mean. So
make sure y'all go listen, you dig. So Dreams Are For Real, that song is gonna be the first one that's gonna have a music video to it, right?
Dreams Are, Make You Proud.
Make You Proud, okay. Make You Proud is gonna be the first one?
Yeah, it's gonna be the first one, just because the way I had set it up was I didn't know if I was gonna drop a tape or not. I thought I was just gonna do singles. Okay. Because, you know, like that's where, like, you know, people, the hits, like, you know, Blueface is making hits. Right. And like, you know, he didn't really drop an album until he had like hella songs out and shit. Like, you know, so I was thinking of just doing that, but then I was like, no, I want to make something like, you know, that sets the standard for me now. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like this tape is like more for setting the standard.
Also, like, I hate when people compare themselves to Blueface, because Blueface, he had a lot of parts working in the background. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and like we don't get to see it because they don't want us to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so like, yeah, that's just, you know, that's just how he rolls. So and I respect the hustle, because, you know, he up there. So I'm not gonna tell nobody.
Hell, I ain't hating on him. I'm just saying, like, you can't make your blueprint in the same way because we don't got the same connections as him. Yeah,
like, you know, so he had it, like, I remember when I first heard him, like, I'm not gonna cap, like, I was like, bro, I would never slap this shit, like, you know. And then next thing you know, he just started like, you know, popping with.
Hell, and then all the little bros doing the dance.
Yeah, you know, and I was like, oh man, shit, like, you know, Tatiana, all this shit. I was like, damn, this shit is tough, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I fuck with his blueprint, but it's like, you know, I was trying to go by that, and I was like, no, I'm trying to, you know, like set the standard for me, and then, you know, I go from there. So yeah.
Out of the whole tape, what do you think is your favorite song?
I think it was the one with Benny, because even before I was thinking of putting him on the track. So the producer I fuck with, Trizzle, he made that for Benny. So like like, you know, so I was like, you know, I heard it and I was like, nah, I want that shit, like, you know what I mean, because he's a homie. So like, you know, he was like, yeah bro, I got you, blah blah, whatever. And then so he had gave me the beat, and I was like, yo, like, I'm about to like gas on this shit, and I started gassing on it. And then I was actually talking to Trizzle on FaceTime, and I was like, hey bro, listen to this verse. And then he started listening to it. He was like, hey, I fuck with it. And like, you know, I was like trying to showcase myself, you know, because I was like, bro, like, that's what I'm trying to do in every song, showcase who I am. And so like when I had made that song, like I was like oh no, Trizzle had told me, he was like, yo, what if you get Benny on the song? And I was like, I was like, man, I don't see what's up. Like, I don't know nobody like that. He was like, oh, yeah, I know a couple niggas from the Bay, da-da-da, and all that. And I was like, yeah, like, hit them up. And then, like, you know, obviously, like, people don't follow through with what you want. Like, you know what I mean? You have to, like, do it on your own. So I was like, man, like, I'm just finna hit him up and see what happened. And then it turns out he was fucking with my shit, and he had hopped on the song. So I was like, fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? And then, like, after he did it, like, you know, we did our business or whatever. And then it turns out he was a homie, too. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, that's how it came. And that's why I think that's, like, the hardest song to me, because it showcases me, and it also, like, you know, shows how much I've grown as an artist, because, like, you know, I was, like, at first I was just making songs by myself and with the homies and shit, and now I'm, like, making songs with people that I actually listen to, like, you know what I mean? Like, it, like, you know, the next, like, you know, the last step would be, like, making a song with, like, Drake and Kendrick and all them, because, you know, that's, like, you know, that's, like, the top, to me, that's the top of the rap game, so, you know, so, like, that's, like, the last step I need to take. If I'm making songs with them, then I'm at the top.
Hell, no one can tell you shit.
Yeah, what are they gonna tell me? Oh, you made a song? Yeah, I made a song with Drake. Hell, you know what I mean? So
yeah, you just mad because you couldn't get one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, so.
So, out of all of them, what three, if you had to name three, that are you feeling that are gonna blow for sure?
So, we had talked about this, like, way, like, off camera. I think Call Me Back Ari finna be like, oh, it could be a radio hit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like,
I could definitely see that.
Like, you know, like, just playing, like, you know, like, in Dago, like, Z90, like, you know, just playing that. So, I could see that as being a radio hit. And then I could see Make You Proud as, like, like, if I get, like, you know, like, hardcore fans. Like, I have, like, not hardcore fans, but people that I don't know that fuck with me. And I respect them for that, because I'm like, yo, and then, like,
shout out,
you know,
like,
shout out all them, like, you know what I mean?
All the ones who don't know, but that tapping in, so much, tenfold, you feel me? Much love.
So, like, I've you know, so, Make You Proud is, like, the one where it's, like, if, like, you know, if I blew up, like, right at that moment, that's where I get, like, you know, people be like, oh, yeah, that's the song I first heard from him or something like that. And they're like, that's the song that made me listen to him. So I feel like Make You Proud. And then just the Benny song, just because, like, well, you know, his name is just like, you know, if you throw his name on there, it'll make
it's going to get views no matter what.
Yeah, it's going to make numbers and shit. So, you know, but also, too, on that verse, I was trying to showcase myself as, like, a
y'all
rapper.
both went in on that song.
Yeah, so, you know, like, I was trying to showcase myself. So I feel like those are the top three songs that would, like, blow up for those three reasons. Like, you know what I mean? So.
Thanks. Okay, last but not least, when can we see this? You feel me?
So, like, I don't even have a complete release date yet, but I'm hoping for March. Okay. But, like, depending how, you know, life plays out, and then, like, you know, how I'm trying to drop videos and stuff, it could, like, be March or anytime later than that. But that's the time I'm trying to shoot it.
So earliest March, latest, like, June?
I think, like, well, like, it could go for a while. Like, because I was also shooting for, like, the fall. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? But June is, like, also ideal, too, because it's the summertime.
Yeah, like, that's what I was thinking. Like, you either give us an Easter tape or a summer tape.
Yeah,
that's
like,
how I'm feeling.
Yeah, so, like, you know, so it's, like, you know, like, so it's, like, probably the earliest is March, and then the latest is probably going to be, like, August or something like that, just because, you know, like, things could happen. But I'm aiming for March. I promise you. If whoever really fuck with me, I'm aiming for March, for real.
You dig? You know what I mean? And if you could tell the people one thing about yourself that they don't already know, what would you tell them?
Something, like, I mean, I be talking all this shit in music. I'm actually, like, a funny dude. I'm just trying to be funny, to be honest. Like, sometimes, like, you know, if you kick it with me, like, if you know, you can ask the homies, like, you know, from back then, they'll just tell you, like, I was just a goofy dude. I was just trying to make people laugh, just be funny. But, like, you know, like, I was always trying to be a rapper, so don't get it fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, shit gets real, but it's just that, you know, I'm just trying to be a funny dude, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Make sure you tap in, or we're going to tap you out, you dig? That's been a moment with Louie. Make sure you tap in with my guy Leyran. Tape coming soon, and if you didn't hear it by now, you need to hit the DMs and tell them to get it going, you dig?
I do this for the homies that ain't around and the ones who got busted. Fuck 12, I'm trying to get hundreds. Fuck the fame, power, respect. I just want 100 bands, y'all party every night. But I've been working on my craft in the booth every night. I put my heart into this. Born in the gutter, it's like I was made for this. Mama calling on my phone, I promise I'ma fix it. Niggas want me gone, I'm always at the top of the hill list. I want time to stop, I just need to take a breather. I'm trying to ride a style, something better than a Beamer. Keep it 100 like 50, get rich or die trying. I swear that I'm the truth, but you niggas think I'm lying. On top of the world, hope this high never ends. I'm trying to get right before a nigga get left. Always working it out, but I don't ever flex. I'ma be the best, never any less. I'm chasing dreams, tryna make them real. G till I die, give a fuck about how you feel. I'm riding for my girl and my niggas that ain't around. Sorry to my mama, I'm just tryna make you proud. Chasing dreams, tryna make them real. G till I die, give a fuck about how you feel. I'm riding for my girl and my niggas that ain't around. Sorry to my mama, I'm just tryna make you proud. I'm feeling so alive, I'm feeling that I could die. Through the dark times, still I shine, it's my time. I looked up in the mirror, saw the realest nigga out. A nigga been stressing, but I'ma figure it out. Tried a 9 to 5, but it's barely making rent. Been plotting on these moves like a nigga play chess. Keep a stick on me, cause haters only aiming for the head. And if I make it out the hood, I promise I won't forget. Forget all of the times my niggas really held it down. Nigga was my city, always repping for my town. I just hope I get to see it when we really get put on. No shed a tear when I'm gone, just promise you'll be too on. I hope Pac looking down and know that I'm real. Hope Mac Dre looking down, hope he proud for real. Cause before it's all over, I want the same impact. My whole life a movie, please enjoy the flick, kick back. I'm chasing dreams, tryna make them real. G till I die, give a fuck about how you feel. I'm riding for my girl and my niggas that ain't around. Sorry to my mama, I'm just tryna make you proud. Chasing dreams, tryna make them real. G till I die, give a fuck about how you feel. I'm riding for my girl and my niggas that ain't around. Sorry to my mama, I'm just tryna make you proud.